Yes, so my head isn't being cut off now, so that's good. That's a bonus. Okay, we shall start with a quote, which comes from Adrienne Yoga. And Karen, you can have a wee look. She's on YouTube. She's very good. Sue as well. This is what Helen sometimes follows. So Adrienne Yoga, one of her quotes was, "It's hard to be consistent when life gets in the way." So my take on this is what I learned in that ashram, that 4 months in that ashram in India, the one quote on the wall, "Discipline will set you free." And that's basically it. It's hard to be consistent when life gets in the way, but with discipline, at least you have some coping mechanisms which can carry you through the more challenging times. Okay, if you'd like to lie down in Shavasana. So we all know Shavasana. We're all old hands at Shavasana. Floppy feet, palms facing upwards. Take your chin, lift it up, tuck it into your sternum and roll it back down. Floppy feet, palms upwards. Lift up the chin, press it into the sternum and roll it back down. Lift up the left shoulder and just ease that back down onto the floor. Lift up the right and just roll it gently onto the floor. Of course, last week we did the 3-part breath. I think we all know this inside out. So now we're just going to do the 3-part breath, your slow, smooth, deep breath. We're going to breathe deeply and smile widely. So as we inhale, remember, we're inflating the abdomen, we're expanding the rib cage, and the last puff of air comes into the clavicle area. So that's us breathing deeply, and we hold for a natural pause. And then we exhale, soften and surrender, and smile widely. That's it. Inflate the abdomen. Expand the rib cage. Feel the intercostal stretching. Your final puff of air up to the clavicle area. Wait for your natural pause. And then as you exhale, smile widely. And stick on a smile, even if you don't feel like it. Free serotonin. Remember, you're letting go of the old to make space for the new. So how are those thoughts about that you know what? Let them go and make space for the new. Inflate the abdomen, expand the rib cage. Fill up the clavicle area. Wait for the nourishment to do its work. Exhale, smile widely. Breathe deeply and smile widely. Check that your feet are floppy. Check that your arms are loose and your palms are facing upwards. If you need to make a final adjustment to your head, please do. You're trying to create minimal muscular tension as possible. And immerse yourself in the moment. Breathing deeply and smiling widely. And remember, even if you don't feel like smiling, put on the smile. You trick the body to release serotonin, the happy hormone. We raise the right arm. We point the finger, and we're going to address our figures, not our lockdown figures, because they've all gone to pot, but our figures of 8. So we start with the right arm. You can point the finger if you wish, if it feels more comfortable. And we're going to inhale as we sweep upwards on the figure of 8. We're starting as small as possible, around, and then down as you exhale. Inhale as you come up, around the 8, down and exhale. You're slowly increasing the size of the 8. In line with the breath, inhale in the upward movement of the 8, exhale in the downward. You can be expansive as you wish and as creative. So as you enlarge the 8, you'll begin to increase the range of movement of the arm and the shoulder girdle. And you can stretch your arm right up around your back, above your head, I should say. Sweeping out wide. And you should be approaching a very large 8 now, where you're starting to feel the tendons and the ligaments stretch and pull ever so gently. But because you're doing it with the breath and you're taking your time, it will help you. When you're at your largest 8, I want you to change direction with the same arm. So you change direction with the 8. You're still inhaling on the upward movement. Swooping around, exhaling on the downward. And of course, you're still breathing deeply and smiling widely. You're saturating the body with prana, which is just the yogic word for energy. And you're easing out any tension in the area that you're working on. Now, of course, you start to reduce the size of the 8. Slowing it right down. The breath is dictating the movement. The movement isn't dictating the breath. So you're still breathing deeply and smiling widely, but you're slowing down the movement to fit in line with the breath. And now you should be down to a minuscule 8, but still a deep breath. Finish your next movement and lower your right arm gently onto the ground. Check that your feet are still floppy. Check that your shoulders are loose and relaxed. Check that your chin is in a comfortable position. And we start with the left arm. Point out the finger. We start in a minuscule 8. Inhaling on the upward movement. Exhaling on the downward. Breathing deeply, smiling widely. It's very important that you smile even if you don't feel like it. And again, you're just gradually increasing the size of the 8. with the left arm. Exhaling in the downward movement. Inhaling in the upward. And it's a gentle easing of the structures. There may be a snap, crackle, and pop, just like in the Rice Krispies, but it's the tendons, the ligaments, the structures, any damaged areas just easing away from their normal position. And of course, the deeper the breath and the slower the movement will reduce the risk of any uncomfortableness or any damage. Stretch up and out. Sweep the arm across the body. These are the most obscure 8 you've ever seen. Again, you must be close to the largest 8 you can make, so you're getting the full range of the shoulder joint, shoulder socket. If you're stretching right up behind your head, you can feel the intercostals, you feel the abdominal muscles getting stretched, your obliques. And only at this point, you change the direction at your largest 8. Inhale in the upward movement, exhale in the downward. And we slowly start to reduce the size of the 8. But remember, still the same depth of breath and the same width of smile. In fact, you can increase the width of the smile. Slowly coming back to the minuscule 8. And rest your arm on the ground. A few simple breaths. Check that there are no areas of tension in the body. If there are, take your mind to those areas and release it with the breath. Smile to these areas. Send these areas love. Send them positive vibrations. And they will help you. Letting go of the old to make space for the new. We create so many negative emotions and tensions, we have to be constantly defragging, on the computer terminology, releasing, cleaning, getting rid of all the spam and the nonsense. Now we'll raise both arms and we're going to do the figure of 8. It doesn't matter which direction, first with both arms. But we'll start as large as you can make it, because we're all warmed up. Inhale up, exhale down as you try to keep the hands the same distance apart as you do in this. Try to keep the palms parallel as you go round with your gigantic 8. And really lift those arms up the back. Really sweep them across the body. Exhale as you come down and point. If there's a bit of snap, crackle and pop, that's okay. My left shoulder always snaps and cracks and pops. And then change direction. And really almost engage your torso, your buttocks will contract as you increase the stretch without straining. Try and maximize the movement. Because the body's fully warmed up now. And perhaps you feel tingling, perhaps you feel warmth. Perhaps you want to have a permanent smile on your face, not just when you exhale. One more, 8. And then back in Shavasana. And just take a minute, bring your awareness to any sensations in the body, any heat, any tingling. See if the energy's changed from when you started. See if your mood has changed. And if it's changed for the better, then this is a lovely, simple exercise to do the next time you're out of sorts. So now we take our hands and place them behind the back of our head. And we take our feet, soles of our feet, press them on the ground next to our bottom, with the knees together. If you're lucky, your elbows will rest on the ground. If not, that's okay. And we're just going to walk away with our feet a few steps. And this is where we start. We're going to do the sleeping abdominal stretch. We've done this many times, but I've never done it like this before. So we take your feet to the seat, and then we just walk them away a few steps. And this is the position we start from. The feet are together, soles on the ground, knees together. We're going to inhale, and we're going to just lower the legs, the knees to the right. They're still clasped together, and we look to the left. And we stay in this position, and we start to breathe slowly and deeply. So the left leg is resting gently on top of the right leg. The knees are in the same position from when the soles of the feet were on the ground. Remember the 6 seconds for ligaments, tendons, and structures to release. So you have at least 6 breaths. And you're allowing the knees to soften to the side, to the right, and you're allowing your left shoulder to relax. If it isn't on the ground, just let it release and relax. And check that your chin is not tucked in. Keep your chin up, which allows the neck to get a twist as opposed to a bend. And breathe, release and relax. Breathe deeply, smile widely. Nothing else needs to happen for this moment to be perfect. Nothing. If your mind wanders, just take it back to the practice. It's okay. You don't chastise yourself. You just breathe and smile and let the body do its work. When you feel you've had enough in this position, you inhale, you take the knees up to center. The feet are still together, the knees, the legs are together, and you ease down to the left and you look to the right. Doesn't matter how far you get. Breathe slowly and deeply, always focusing on your natural pause. Check that you haven't dropped the chin. I just did, relaxing too much, almost falling asleep. So you bring your awareness back to the practice. Of course, at any time you can come out of the movement if you wish, but there shouldn't be too much strain or stress or discomfort, because it's not a load-bearing exercise. Inhale as we come up. Take the chin to the center, and what you're going to do now is you're going to take your heels and move them a bit closer to your seat. So what this does is it makes the movement move further up the spine. So we inhale again as we drop the knees back down to the right. The left foot is coming off the ground, and we'll look to the left. And settle into the position, and you'll feel that it's tighter. It's certainly tighter with me. And the discomfort has moved up to the mid-back, or the stretch has moved up to the mid-back, which may be discomforting. Slow, smooth, and deep. Full yogic breath. Breathing deeply, smiling widely. Releasing at the neck. Releasing at the lower back, at the hips, and the mid-back. After your minimum of 6 breaths, you choose when you come out of it. If you want to come out earlier, that's obviously okay, but inhale as you take your head back to neutral, the knees come up. Exhale down to the left with the knees, look to the right to the head. Check that your chin in the correct position, which is at right angles to the neck. So we're releasing at the shoulders. We're getting a gentle pull on the occiput, base of the skull. And you can feel what's happening in the back. Breathe deeply, smile widely. Enjoy the fact that there's nowhere to go, there's nothing to do, but just fully immerse yourself in this practice. So we're calming the nervous system with the breath. We're cleaning the lungs out, oxygenating the blood. Inhale as you come up, knees to the top, chin to neutral, and you take your final movement of your feet, you take them as close as you can to your seat, keeping the knees together. Inhale, we roll onto the outside of the right foot, down to the right, look to the left, and you'll find that the stretch has intensified considerably, or it has for me. And soften and release.
your awareness on breathing deeply and smiling widely. If the stretch is too strong, you just come back ever so slightly from it, but don't come out of the position completely. Focus on the pause after the exhalation. Focus on the pause after the inhalation. The seed of meditation. This is supposedly the point where you learn about the posture. Inhale as we come up. Last movement. Exhale as we drop our knees down to the left. Outside of the left foot. And look to the right. Slow, smooth, and deep. Allowing the body to release in its own time. Remember, 70% of metabolic waste is released through the lungs. So if that's a minimal benefit you're getting from this, isn't that wonderful? The other 30% is urine, feces, and sweat, but 70% of metabolic waste is released through the lungs. So just by lying in this position, breathing slowly, smoothly, and deeply, the benefits are significant. Inhale as we come up. Gently release the legs back into Shavasana. Floppy feet. Slowly take our hands away from the back of the head. We did stay in this for a while, so just back into Shavasana. Lift the head up, release the chin and neck, roll it back down. Move the shoulders about. Give your feet a wee shake. Take your lower back and gently press it onto the ground. That space, that lordosis. You'll find this one beneficial, Karen. I certainly do. And just gently let it spring back into its natural position. Relax all efforts. Don't try and breathe at all. Let the body breathe naturally. And my face is just naturally going into a smile because it feels so nice. Let peace begin with me. Let me begin with peace. It doesn't have to be new mantras. They don't have to be fancy and significant. Just find one that works for you, something that makes you feel comforted. It can be anything. And you associate love, warmth, kindness, generosity, healing. And that's what you'll derive from it. So we'll now do our old favorite. I do this one every day, our Supta Pavamuktasana. Remember, our legs are straight on the ground. We're going to slide the right heel along the ground as we inhale, and as we exhale, we gently clasp the right knee and pull it towards our torso as we tuck our chin into the sternum. It doesn't matter how far the head gets towards the knee, but it does matter that the chin is pressed into the sternum because it squeezes the thyroid.
Again, you can stay in this position and take breaths, or you inhale and release.
Place the right foot on the ground and gently slide it away. Then it's both legs. We inhale as we slide both heels along to the seat. Exhale as we gently clasp. Pull the knees towards us. Squeeze the chin into the sternum. Flexing the arms, stretching the back. Squeezing the abdominal area. Squeezing our inguinal nodes and our groin, the nodes under our armpits. Again, you can stay in this position for a number of breaths, or you can just inhale, gently release. Slide the right foot along the left. You can take a comfort breath. This is your pace. I'm only making suggestions. Now we slide the left heel along. As we inhale, exhale, as we gently clasp. If you're feeling good and the back is loose and your arms are light, then you can stay in the position and take a few breaths and increase the compression of the abdominal organs. Or you can just release right away. Inhale, exhale as you slide. So we'll just continue at our own pace. Again, we're going to stay in this longer than usual. Right leg, both legs, left leg. Inhale as you bend at the knee. Exhale as you gently clasp and squeeze. If there's any confusion, just look at the video and see what I'm doing. These Zoom classes give us an opportunity to approach it in a different way. It's almost effortless, the movement. Gentle, slow, smooth, with the breath. Remember, your natural pause decides the movement. Right leg, both legs, left leg. Inhale as you slide the heel. Exhale as you clasp and squeeze. Myriad of benefits this posture. There's little point in me telling you them all, because the best, it's never about the explanation, more about the experience. Do this one every day for 1 month and see how you feel. Rhythmic and smooth with the breath. And again, when you squeeze, you can squeeze as firmly as you wish. That will contract the arms. It will give you a stronger stretch of the back. It will give a greater release of the lymph and blood and fluids. One more round after the one that you're on. Remember, you're still breathing deeply and hopefully smiling widely. Once you're finished, back into Shavasana. Adjust any clothing. Shake the feet. Lift up the right shoulder. Lift up the left. Adjust the chin. Lengthen the neck. Give yourself a metaphorical pat on the back. Let the body breathe naturally. Let it recalibrate. Now we're going to do a simple bridge. So we take the soles of our feet, again, close to our seat, and then just walk them away from that position a couple steps. So we're going to do the same. We're going to do the 3 movements with the bridge where we lift up a couple stretches, back down, and then we'll move our feet back in closer and back closer. So take your feet as close as you can to the seat, and then just edge them away a bit, a couple steps. We inhale as we raise up our arms, just our arms. Stretch them out and rest them on the ground at the back. If you can, try and keep them straight. You just rest them. If you have to bend them, then make a bend just sufficient so you can have them on the ground. Without raising the seat, we're just going to inhale and we're stretching through the arms and softening. This time we're stretching through the arms, and at the same time, push your lordosis, push your natural curve in your lower back, flatten it onto the ground, and soften. And as you soften and relax the arms, you'll find that your back will spring back into its natural position. Inhale as we stretch up and through, and a kind of exaggerating the movement for flattening the back. You're tilting the pelvic area, and then just releasing the arms, bending the elbows, and creating a space, your natural space in your lower back, like your lordosis. And again, stretch through, hold, and release. Only now, if you wish, and only if you wish, you can continue doing this. You don't have to lift your seat. But we inhale as we stretch through and lift the seat at the same time. And we're going to stay in this position. We're not lifting the legs today, so you can relax. Inhale, stretch through those arms and keep your seat up in the air, and that's it. So you relax the tension of the lift through the buttocks. Inhale, stretch through those arms and contract the buttocks and lift a little. You're not lowering the seat, you're just increasing the contraction. A lovely stretch through the shoulders. The intercostals are getting a stretch. The buttocks are contracting. But be careful, if you have any issues with the lower back, it's up to you how much effort you put into this. You can still be stretching through the arms without greatly increasing that contraction of the lower back, so you're still getting the benefit, but less risk of the discomfort. Once more. And only now do you take the arms and start to lower them And the arms and hands have to touch the ground at the same time as your seat lowering down. This is just incorporating the mind. Take a comfort breath. Take your heels and edge them closer towards your seat. And we'll go again. We'll raise our arms up, we'll raise our seat up. And relax. Inhale, stretch through the arms. Contract the bridge. Soften. Inhale, stretch, and gently lift up. It can be the most minimal movement you can imagine. You barely have to move. You'll still feel the contraction. It doesn't have to be an aggressive lift and squeeze of the lower back. It's too strong. Once more, inhale, stretch through. Increase the contraction. And then you start to lift up the arms. And then you relax through the lower back and start to lower the back, the buttocks. So if this is enough for you, you lie back in Shavasana, you relax, you can keep the knees bent and press the lower back onto the ground, or you can stretch out the legs, press the lower back onto the ground. But if you want one final contraction, you take the heels as close as you can to the seat. And we go again. As we inhale up, arms stretched out behind. And you'll find there's a significant pull on the thigh muscles as well. And your last few stretches, inhale, stretch through your arms, lift up. And you're getting a strong contraction and stretch through the thigh muscles. But it's a very strong contraction in the lower back. So you have to be careful if you have lower back issues. Stretch. We're not lifting the legs today. And relax. Stretch through. Contract, lift, and soften. Last one. And then lower the arms slowly. The arms go a little quicker than the buttocks. So the soles of the feet are on the ground. If you've stretched out your legs, take them back to beside your seat. Just take a few breaths to press that lower back onto the ground. Squeeze it firmly onto the ground. And relax. You're just tilting at the pelvic area, tilting at the hips. Slight contraction of abdominal muscles. And release. Get those breaths in deeply. Your natural pause, a seed of meditation. And soften and release. Smile widely. Now this next one isn't for everyone, but we take our right, all of you have done this before, we take our right foot and place it on our left knee. Relax. And then we're going to take our hands, our right hand goes through the triangle, and we're going to clasp whichever part you come to in the leg, the left leg. So it can be at the top of the hamstring, it can be up the middle of the leg, it can be under the knee, or it can be on top of the knee. So find the position that works for you. So I know you find this one a little bit challenging, so you can just hold the top of the thigh. And we breathe slowly and deeply and just pull on the left leg. And you get a lovely stretch through the hip. Now there's two ways to do this. You can keep the head up and chin tucked in. Or you can allow the torso to roll back and you rest the head. But they're two different stretches, which become apparent as you do them. I shall keep the head up, chin pressed in. Inhale. As you exhale, you gently pull on the left knee or under the knee or beside the hamstring. Again, it's entirely up to you how long you stay in this position. If there's any confusion, you can look in the camera. You can lie back and rest the head if it's too much for the neck. And then release the arms. Release the right leg. Palms down. Allow the body to recalibrate. Because it is a strong stretch. Then we take the left foot, place it on the right knee. We take our hands, our left hand goes through the triangle. Again, you can clasp under the hamstring, under the knee, or above the knee. And breathe slowly and deeply. Inhale, relax. Exhale, apply a little bit of pressure and stretch. Some people get an aching neck with this one, so then you just, if you can, you lie back. Rest the torso, rest the neck and head, but you're still getting a stretch through the left hip. When you've had enough, you gently release the arms. Release the left foot. Stretch away back into Shavasana. Shake the feet and the legs. Palms upwards. Adjust the shoulders. Lengthen the throat. Tuck the chin in. Allow the body to breathe naturally. I receive goodness. I radiate happiness. I am content. I receive goodness. I radiate happiness. I am content. I receive goodness. I radiate happiness. I am content. When you're ready, slip your hands behind your lower back, that space, your lordosis, and gently push up. Or roll onto your side and gently push up. Oh, I see some heads appearing, so that's good. We're all still here. I almost forgot I was teaching a class there. We're going to go into the cat. A very simple cat. So of course, as always, you're checking that your knees are underneath your hips. You don't want them away out wide. You don't want one knee back, parallel. And you're checking that your hands are under your shoulders, shoulder width apart. If you have problems with your wrists and you find this too much of a strain, then you just take your hands and edge them forward an inch, and that'll just take the pressure off. And all we're going to do, don't worry about any sequence of breathing, we're not even going to do the normal vertebra by vertebra, just move the back, move the spine in any higgledy-piggledy fashion as you wish. I don't even know if that's a yogic term, but we shall make it. Usually I'm very precise with this. You raise the chin and vertebra by vertebra, but just move the back about. Look, you arch through, up you come, push through the arms. That's it, and come back. Just free it all off, because that's quite a strong workout it's had. And when you feel ready, we're just going to do the right leg. We're going to lift the right leg, stretch it out. We're not going to aggressively lift it up and compress the back again. We don't want that. And we're just going to take it through and tuck it up and look towards your knee. Inhale as we stretch it out. And we're not lifting, it's not about that. You can lift ever a little, but we don't want the compression in the lower back. We've done enough of that. We're just taking the right leg forward and back. Inhale as you stretch it out. Exhale as you squeeze, lift it up and tuck your chin in. You're trying to kiss your knee. Maybe not today, maybe next week, maybe the week after. Nice and easy. And it's just releasing that strong contractions we've just done in the lower back. If you find that your wrists are getting uncomfortable, you stop and you you stop and move your hands slightly forward. We'll change leg, and that just changes the angle on your wrists. So we're onto the left leg. Inhale as we stretch out. Exhale as we come through and tuck in. And we're trying to kiss the knee. I don't know, maybe you can take a photograph of your partner and glue it on your knee. I don't know if that helps or not. And then finish the movement that you're on. We sit back on our heels. We've done this many times as well. We're going to walk out the fingers. So we sit back as close as we can to our heels. Inhale, walk out the fingers, straighten the arms. Exhale and lengthen the back. Inhale, you release, you lift the seat ever so slightly, walk through the fingers, lengthening the arms, lifting the shoulders, and then soften back down through the back. Inhale, stretch through the fingers, soften through the back. And then the pose of the child. So we take our arms around the side of the body. I've tucked my chin in, so I hope you can still hear me clearly. Now we're softening our arms and we're allowing the shoulder blades to soften and pull the upper back apart. When we breathe in, we're taking the breath, we're focusing on the upper back between the shoulder blades. And as you breathe in and you focus on that, you'll feel the tightness as you inhale. As you exhale, allow the weight of the arms to pull down onto the ground. The pose of the child. Again, slow, smooth and deep. Breathing deeply, smiling widely. No one can see it, but you can feel it. Inhale, hold, you'll feel the contraction in the upper back, the stretch of the muscles. Exhale, soften through the elbows and arms. And only if you don't have high blood pressure or problems with any eye conditions, you take your hands and you place them at the side of your head for extra security. And then you raise up your seat and you roll over onto the back of your head, which gives a wonderful stretch in the neck. Only if you're comfortable doing this. I'm trying to keep my microphone out of my mouth, but so you're not actually resting on your hands. Your hands are there just for security and comfort. When you feel you've had enough, slowly lower the seat. Keep your chin tucked in, and you come up as slowly as you can and let the blood that went to the brain trickle back out. There's less chance of you being dizzy. Now look, I can see you just. So we're going to sit, either you can kneel, actually we're going to kneel, and we're going to do Vedic salutation kneeling. Usually do the standing. So we're going to inhale as we open the palms. Exhale as we close. Inhale as we open the arms. Stretch up through the fingers. Get his arms as far back as you can. Gently lean back. Exhale, namaste. Inhale as we raise up. Get those arms right next to your ears. Exhale, namaste. Inhale as we open, stretch right through those fingers. Get the arms as far back as you can. Gently lean back. Exhale, close in your own time. Inhale, open hands. Exhale, close. We're going to do 2 more of these. Check out your length in your spine. Check out your shoulders are relaxed. Check that there's no tightness in the face, usually between the eyes. Inhale as we open our hands. Exhale, close. Inhale as we open our arms. Exhale, namaste. It's a very good stretch, Helen. I can see you there. Inhale as we reach up. Really get through that intercostals. You go with your natural pause as we exhale, namaste. Inhale, open arms. Exhale, close. And then we finish with hands. Everything else is relaxed. Perhaps you can feel the energy tingling around your fingers. The ears a bit. Feels strange. So the last one I won't speak, because you know this inside out, I believe. So do the last one in your own time, at your own pace. Okay, if you get a comfortable seating position, comfortable seating pose. And I've actually forgotten the name of this last posture. I've looked, I can't find it, but it doesn't matter the name. We're going to send some love. So it's very simple. I'll just demonstrate first before we practice it. We have done this before, Karen, Howard, Sue, I believe. Maybe Helen, I've done it with your one-to-one. So we inhale as we raise the right arm. And then we exhale as we take the hand across onto the heart. And we'll look to the left. You wait for your natural pause. Then we inhale, we raise the right arm. And exhale, we lower it. This is all it is. So we're taking the hand onto the heart. So we inhale, we raise up. Exhale across to the heart, look to the left. Inhale, raise up. Exhale down. But what we're going to do is we're going to do a mudra, which is just a position you put usually the hands, but it can be the body into a particular position, and it changes the energy within the body. So this is a Hridaya mudra, which is the heart mudra. So we're taking our thumb and first finger, and we're curling it in. The first finger's curling into the thumb, and then the thumb touches the next two fingers. So I'll do that. So what's this hand? We're going to be just sitting relaxing. So the first finger curls around into the thumb,
and the thumb touches the next two fingers. Hope this is clear for everyone. I'll show it with both hands in case maybe you need to come closer, eh? So we're taking the thumb, first finger curls into the thumb, and then the thumb touches the next two. That's it. Hridaya Mudra. It's a heart mudra. So we have a heart mudra on from a given love. Now you have two options here. It depends how much grief you want to put through yourself. You can send love to people that you love, which is easy because you know you can do that. Or you can send love to someone who you think's maybe done you a disservice lately or you're not so happy with. So it depends how much you want to challenge yourself today. So this is the last exercise, and then I'll finish with the quote. So the heart mudra, we'll rest our left hand on our leg. And then we're just going to start. You don't have to have a mudra in this right hand. This is just relaxing. So we inhale as we raise the right hand up. Wait for your natural pause. You exhale as you take your hand across onto your heart and you look to the left. When you're ready to inhale, inhale as you raise your right hand up. And exhale as you take it down onto your thigh. And that's it. It's very simple, but it's very powerful. I have no idea. With a heart mudra, and send love to whoever instinctively comes into your mind. Everyone deserves love. So I'll let you practice. I'll continue talking for the next 2 rounds and I'll leave you in silence until the quote. So we inhale, raising the right hand, exhale across onto the heart, turn to the left. Inhale when you're ready. Exhale down. Inhale up. Natural pause. Exhale to the left, hand and heart. Inhale when you're ready, raise the right hand. Exhale down onto the thigh. So I'll just continue practicing this silently. Smile as you send in the love and see what happens.
3 more in your own time. When you're finished, stick the Hridaya Mudra on your right hand and just sit for a moment. See if anything's changed. Not every practice and posture will be for you, but with awareness, you'll eventually figure out the ones that work. And I'll just finish with the quote. I haven't done half of the class today, but please give any feedback, good or bad, any constructive criticisms, because this is the type of pace that I like to teach, but it's not for everyone. So we'll finish with the quote from Osho. Each person comes into this world with a specific destiny. He has something to fulfill. Some message has to be delivered. Some work has to be completed. You are not here accidentally. You are here meaningfully. There is a purpose behind you. The whole intends to do something through you. So I'll read that one more time, and then I'll leave you. Each person comes into this world with a specific destiny. He has something to fulfill. Some message has to be delivered. Some work has to be completed. You are not here accidentally. You are here meaningfully. There is a purpose behind you. The whole intends to do something through you. And my addition, but you have to remain open and receptive to it. Thank you so much. Namaste. and hopefully see you next week.